Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Wednesday afternoon here on Kobold Press. I am your littlest red dot, and I'm excited to be back. I just got off a vacation myself, and yeah, I'm back. I'm back to the grind. I'm here. I'm ready to go. This is Kobold Chats. For those of you that don't know, if you don't know anything about Kobold Chats, don't worry. It's a 1 hour chat show where we talk all things Kobold Press. This week, we have a few announcements and some exciting things for all of you. So I'm going to start with our announcements. First things first, we are in the middle of Roll20 Con, and Kobold Press is participating. We have actually provided a free digital-only online adventure that is part of our prepared series called the Elven Gate, and you can get that. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oops. Yeah, it did. Maybe not. I might have to try again. Doesn't like my. I didn't like my link. I will drop you all a link. You can also head on over to the Roll20 website and check out their community marketplace. In that community, oh, you did. Thanks, Adam. In the community marketplace, you can grab your copy of that along with a few other really exciting tabletop games that are free right now, thanks to Roll20 Con. So make sure you pop on over there, especially if you like our prepared series, because this is a prepared adventure that is digital only, which means you're not going to get it in a printed copy. And right now it's only available on Roll20, so little limited edition action for all of you. In addition to that, we have a new product out, one I'm very, very excited about, and that is going to kind of top off our entire conversation for the day. Now, here at Kobold Press, we could not go the entire month of October without celebrating Halloween at least a little bit. It is at least Dot's favorite holiday. So we have put together a stream on October 30th, that Sunday, October 30th, I believe is correct. I'll have to double check. That afternoon, we're going to be running a one-shot here on the Twitch channel, and most exciting is the fact that it is not just any one-shot. It is a one-shot where all of our players are not playing adventurers. No. They're playing mimics. Oh, yes. We have a deep love of mimics here at Kobold Press, so much so that we have a ton of mimics throughout all of our Beast books. So we thought, how fun would it be for the Halloween season to drop a few tabletop players into a game together where they're not playing the adventurer. No, they are playing mimic monsters. So our crew has been selected. The show is scheduled and ready to go. We've got a really great crew for you. Wally will be back. Goblin Katie, Katieosaurus, Joshua Simmons, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, there's my 4 players. Oh no. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I think that was it. Let me double check. So that would be, yeah, Josh, Katie, Wally. Yeah, I got them all. There we are. There's our 4 players, and myself GMing, of course. Now, today is all dedicated to not only talking all things Mimic, because we sure do love Mimics here, but we are also going to be diving deep into a brand new product that just dropped to our website. It is not print edition. It is a PDF, but it's a nice little $4 PDF. And we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, I may have to go try something else. It doesn't like my commands for some reason. Yeah, it's not liking my commands. I'm gonna have to pop over to Twitch to drop this in. But that being said, we have a new PDF out called The Rise of the Mimic Moon. And if you are at all a fan of mimics, this is a book this is a PDF you are not going to want to pass up. Not only does it have new mimic builds, and one of the cool things about these mimic builds, and we're going to take a peek, is that they're a little bit more general. So they're not so super specific. It allows you to put them in your campaigns and use them a little bit more generally if you're looking for some cool mimic options. But it's also an adventure. So if you've been looking for a mimic-driven adventure, this is a really cool one. I'm going to tell you why here in a second when we peep it, because this is not just any mimic. This is a literal mimic moon. It is the size of a planet, and there's some catastrophe waiting to happen. And I've been so inspired actually by reading Rise of the Mimic Moon. I think I'm going to reverse alter it and use some of what's in it to actually build the one-shot game for our Sunday game, which is what I thought I would do here with all of you today. So first, because I promised some links, I wanna drop those into our chat. I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way for my phone, I'm so sorry. Um, let's see. We are live, there we are. Turn all this down so I don't hear myself on okay, I'm gonna try again. Mimic. Let's see if that did it. If not, I'm not sure why my bot's not working. That makes me sad. Okay. Yeah, it's like my stuff's not working. Everybody, it's okay. I'm gonna pull up my Nightbot now and figure out what's going on with that because that is very strange. Um, very, very strange, I say. I will drop the information directly into chat since it's gonna be a little it's being very strange. Here is the first one for all of you. Gonna drop this in chat here. This will lead you over to that link for Roll20Con if you want to grab a copy of that prepared one shot that I was talking about. And then in addition, I'm gonna go ahead and grab our little mimic here. Hi, greetings from Germany. Welcome in. Glad to see you this I guess it's really evening where you're at, not afternoon anymore. It's afternoon here. And cold in Georgia, I'm gonna be honest. Very, very cold. There you go. There's two links. That'll link you over to the Kobold Press store so you can grab your copy of Rise of the Mimic Moon. Now, I'm gonna do a little previewing of it today. You're not gonna get the full thing, but enough for us to kind of get an idea. And honestly, I really just wanna start with the art on the front cover. Y'all, this art, is really, really, really cool. So, I'm gonna quick share my screen, and we're gonna be jumping between the PDF and Roll20, because I am going to be building, like I said, this one shot today based on kind of, what we read, what we find, and maybe some polling that I do of the audience. You might be able to actually help me shape and create this. I love these kind of interactive buildings. So obviously the prompt is they're all mimics. Right now, I've had two of my four players choose their mimics. The first player has chosen the Wicked Skull. The Wicked Skull. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Skull comes out of Tome of Beasts 2. And it's kind of exactly what you might imagine. I'm actually going to share this window with you. I'm gonna start with oh, I see what I have to do. Hold tight, everybody. I'm gotta pull this out so he's on his own. And if I put him over here, yeah. That's the move right there. Uh, uh, Roll20, why you gotta be this way? Okay, that's the move. That's the one we're looking for. Okay, so now it all fits, so I can show it to you. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to show y'all the Roll20 screen right now, and then we'll flip back and forth between it and the PDF as we go along. Now, this is the Wicked Skull. This has been chosen by one of our players as their PC. Now, the prompt that I gave them was that they were choosing mimics inside that are sharing a house together because my thought originally was a little like our oozescape. All these mimics kind of coexist in one area, and the adventurers are going to come in and interrupt that, just like most adventurers do. They're going to come in and attempt to, stop the mimics, kill the mimics. Nope, that's not what I want. And their goal, of course, is to, aha, that'll do. Reconnect that. Let's try again. Okay, now we don't see double of my eyes. That was driving me nuts. Yeah, and so you'll get a chance to kind of see them play these monsters from the perspective of actually protecting the territory in which they are residing, in essence. Gamehole Con is this week. Woo! We'll have a few kobolds at Gamehole Con. I myself am not able to join. I'll be here holding down the Kobold Fort, but y'all have the most fun at Kobold Con, at Gamehole Con. Make sure to stay safe. Drop by, see our Kobold Press folks. We'd really, really super duper appreciate it. So here's one. The other one is actually a new mimic from Tome of Beasts 3, I believe. Tome of Beasts 3. I actually need to confirm that. Hang on, let me search my notes here. I made some notes for all of us. Oh, I'm so sorry. The map mimic comes out of Tome of Beasts, the first one. Let's see if it's in here. Let's see what kind of mimics are in here. So I can kind of show you how I do this, because instead of making my players go and build a character sheet, which is not needed in Roll20, one of the cool things that you can do is actually make a beast stat block or a monster stat block a playable character sheet, both for yourself as a GM and for your players. So what I've done, and I've done it already for the Wicked Skull, but we're going to do it here for the map mimic, since one of my players chose that. I can actually drag this map mimic out, treat it like it's going to become a token on the game board. It'll pop open all of the information. Here's the beautiful art of the map mimic. When Roll20 wants to load. There he is. No small feat, though he is a tiny guy. I love this. This is a really cool one. This one comes out of the first Tome of Beast. The other one comes out of Tome of Beast 2. But what I've done is I have kind of drug it onto the playing field. You'll see it creates a token, right? A token for the character. Once a token is created, it then lists that. Yeah, okay, perfect. It lists it here under the map mimic. Now, I don't have any of my players in here yet, other than myself. But if I did, what I could do is actually come into the edit button for this sheet and make this controllable by the player. So I'm going to put all players and all players. That way, no matter who comes in, they'll know their character sheet is obviously available to them. Now I can change it. That means that monster stat block is now a fully functional character sheet for my players, which means to prep for this game, my players actually don't have to build anything. They just have to have this available to them. The same thing I'm going to do the same thing for the map mimic. Oh no, I need to edit it. Let's make this available to all my players and to all my players. Now, as you can see with some of these smaller mimics, their HP pool is very low, which means going into building this one shot, I have to kind of really rethink everything, because I don't need to have like level 5 or 6 adventurers coming in and slaying the map mimic very, very quickly, or the skull mimic very, very quickly. I can actually get rid of this now. Now my other 2 players are still pending on which mimics they want to play, but I thought I'd give you an idea of maybe the list of what they could still choose from. So in the new Tome of Beast 3, there is the animated instrument and the torch mimic, which I think is a very, very cool one. They can still choose the carnivorous sod, the animated bearskin rug, the iron sphere, the thread-bound snake or construct. I think that's important to note. The empty cloak, the gnarlyak, which is basically an animated bear trap. And then this new Rise of the Mimic Moon has a small listing of additional kind of mimic builds that are a little more generalized. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's pop over to my PDF. Boom, there it is. Okay. Rise of the Mimic Moon. Now, if it's not enough, can we just check out this character art? Like, I'm going to try to make it so that you can see it on the whole. You can see the whole piece of art, because it is so good. It's so good. Now, this is a 5e compatible adventure. It's great. I've already kind of peeped through it, but it's great for inserting into a long-term campaign if you're looking for like cataclysmic level events. But it's also great for a one-shot, kind of like what we're doing, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it, in that it can easily be tailored down to be done quickly. A long time no see, Kobold Press. Where have we been? We've been out here making product, going to cons, seeing all of you. We mentioned we're going to Gamehole Con, but we're out here doing our thing. We got a couple shows running right now, but they're not actually on this channel, which may be why you haven't found us. Actually, tonight we have the continuation of the Tales from the Wasted West, which is over on Realmsmith TV, and then last Tuesday we launched a new Ebb and Tide campaign over on Athena Palmer's channel, which is Half Dragon AP. And I get to play in that one. So, yes, it can be very cataclysmic and disruptive and change the face of a long-running campaign. So that's one of the very first things I say at the top. So This module or this edition, The Rise of the Mimic Moon, is of course written from the perspective that your players are going to be adventurers. I am running a one shot where that is not the case. So let's peep through, and I want to tell you my ideas, and then I want to hear from all of you because I think all of you also have brilliant ideas. And I love parsing your brain for them. Okay. So of course, our very own mimic, Brian Suskind, is the one who is behind all of this. I only have positive. Jeff loves mimics. I love mimics. I mean, not Jeff. Brian loves mimics. I love mimics. It's very for me, it was a pretty straightforward no brainer for Dot to have. So here's kind of what's up with this, right? So this mimic moon, is this kind of ancient being, a planetoid-sized entity, as I call it, that awakened at the dawn of creation by unknown or forgotten gods. Now, over these eons, it has been called many things, but those who dwell in the void, they call it Odlio. This is basically a disaster scenario because the mimic moon is coming. It's coming to whatever place that your players are playing in. It's rising and it's coming here. When it arrives, it obviously has the cataclysmic level of events that any new moon in orbit would have. Floods, earthquakes, the changing of the face of an entire planet, which I think is very, very cool. Now, this mimic in particular has lost its shape changeability and has been stuck in this spherical form for a while. And it wanders through space, or void, or planes, hunting gargantuan beasts native to the realms and the vessels mortals use to cross the inky darkness. So I think this is important. If you have something where you are actually traveling through the void, or you're traveling in space, if you would, in any way, this could be a really great monster because it hunts the vessels in which they travel in. The mass of it produces a gravity field, and it holds its own limited ecosystem on the surface if you land. I think that's very interesting. Rarely do we get mimics that are large enough for you to actually walk on or exist on. So I think that's really cool. There's another mimic that Brian designed that I love. The carnivorous ship. That's another one that's large enough for you to actually stand on. And it makes for a lot of fun. Since its creation, it has been alone, but centuries ago, it began the long process to self-replicate. Over thousands of years, it nurtured a gem-like seedling, feeding it power until it had the potential to grow into a new mimic moon. However, right on the verge of awakening, its seedling was stolen. So not only is this mimic moon a general hunter trying to just exist in the void, as mimics do, it has had its seedling stolen from it. That is the inciting incident if you're playing this through as adventurers. Now, we're not playing it through. And I've been thinking about what we could do to still have the mimic moon arrive. Why? Why is it arriving? And if you're a mimic, you almost want the mimic moon to arise because when it does, there's a meteor shower that falls to the ground, awakening new mimics, leaving new mimics in its wake. So if you were a mimic and you were looking to say, I don't know, cleanse the earth of all beings or creatures that are unfriendly to mimics so that a mimic society could rise, hypothetically speaking, the arrival of the mimic moon is not a bad thing. No, no, no. The arrival of the mimic moon is like a great and impactful moment for your species as mimics. And that's kind of the perspective that I'm wanting to go on. So instead of this game being about my players stealing the seedling or running from the mimic moon because they've stolen the seedling, I like this idea that the seedling has been missing for quite a while. And unbeknownst to pretty much everyone, that seedling has been hid inside of the very house where our one-shot is going to take place. It's been hidden there, in fact, for so long that the owner has died, or whoever sought it out originally has died. And it has been left in waiting. Its existence in this house, its long-term wait, has slowly awakened other mimics or other items into mimics inside of the home. And that's where our players come into the picture. They are going to play the mimics who have been awakened over the many decades that the seed has been hidden here. They're slowly going to solve the mystery of what the seedling is and what's going on, and hopefully keep it protected from the adventurers who would seek to destroy it, because the mimic moon is coming. The mimics want the mimic moon, the adventurers do not. Now, I, as the GM, will of course be playing all of the NPC adventurers, so we may have to build a few of those today. So that is kind of my setup. I'm flipping a lot of this on its head because the mimics want the mimic moon's arrival, where everything else may not. Yeah. So there's a lot in here as a GM that begins to prompt you, like, who stole the seedling to begin with? Why would they have stole the seedling? And then how to use this in a campaign. But as you scroll in, one of the cool things that you get is actually a new list of mimicking monstrosities. And these arise with the raining of the deadly asteroids that are unleashed by the mimic moon. And some of them are really cool. And I'll kind of talk to you about what I mean by a lot of these mimics are a little bit more open so that you can apply what you need to them. So first off is the hunting mimic. This variant specializes in viciously slaughtering high-value foes. So it basically hunts them out. And therefore could probably take a lot of different forms. An assassin mimic is just that. So it could be a dagger. It could be a wooden spoon. That's an assassin mimic if you wanted. So this gives my players, because I did provide these to them, a little bit more leeway in how they create and choose which mimic they play. There's of course a beast mimic, and I like this because on the rare occasion as a GM I've had that moment where I'm like, oh man, I really wish this wasn't a real owlbear, it was just a fake version, or it was a mimic of an owlbear, because this is a great setup for them. So this mimic copies animal forms, and then kind of spreads horror and death wherever it goes, which is pretty standard. So. And a bit of a heftier mimic, I'd say. This kind of mimic makes a good trap for, a wilderness type setting or druids and rangers. This is an interesting one. The spell mimic. This mimic variant seeks to level the field in terms of ranged attack and magical firepower. So again, it's not telling you what it looks like, what form it's taking. It's talking about its abilities, its powers. So as a spell mimic, I could be a hairbrush or a pair of used socks. It's more about the fact that as a pair of old used socks, I'm a spell mimic and can cast ranged attacks, including Eldritch Blast and a few other things. Now there are some kind of cool eldritch enchantments that have also been added, I guess you could say, to this lineup, because it never hurts to have a couple extra spells, especially when you're dealing with mimics. I may show a couple of these spells from the adventurer perspective. Might use a couple of them to learn things. But it also has a couple really, really cool items, assorted accessories, as it says, including the adhesive whip. Love that. Little Indiana Jones action. The alkaline sensor. Chew resistant armor. This seems pretty handy when you're dealing with mimics. The wand of mimic creation. Now this right here seems like a very, very powerful item. And I think what I'd actually like to do is make this wand of mimic creation an item that the crazy wizard who owned this home and died and left the seedling behind created. maybe something he kind of reverse augmented, or use the power of the seedling to kind of manipulate and create. And so it's lost in the house, which means the mimics themselves could get their hands on the wand of mimic creation. Just saying. Oh, this is cool. An escape artist cape. So many things. Still greater monstrosities. So you also have a few others. If you want a really high power, you could get up all the way up to a mage mimic. That's terrifying. The idea that an object, a mimic, could take the form of a pair of glasses and be a mage is that's a whole thing. Um, the siege mimic is also cool, especially if you're dealing with fortifications or large scale buildings that you want to get through. Being able to have a siege mimic like eat through the fortifications or um yeah, it crushes stuff, which is very, very cool. Now, after it gives you a ton of new spells, mimics, items that are we'll call mimic adjacent. In here, you're also going to get some of the steps through how the rise of the mimic moon may play out. And you're not going to get it, you're going to get it by level, which I think is very cool. Right? Which is that you're looking at levels 1 through 3 is when the first the new moon appears in the sky and we get the first asteroid drop. Um there could be a crash void ship. Love this, racing to the ship. They may even launch a void ship in a couple higher levels, like trying to take the moon on from a distance. I love this, the Great Void Ship Heist. So this sets it up as if maybe the void ship crashes with the seed in tow on the land of wherever you're playing. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there. So what I want to do is actually shift gears a little bit, and I want to head over to Roll20, and I want to start kind of shaping out what I'm going to need to run this one shot at the end of the month. Which I've got right here. Now, what I want to start with are some notes for myself. I'm actually going to I'm going to add a PDF really quick. I'm actually going to add this mimic PDF. I need to upload it. I'm going to. This is only going to be in mine because I don't want them to see the goodies, right? I need to select my PDF. You're going to see all my downloads. All right. Let's let that load up there for a second. So what I want to do is start with structure. Good evening. Welcome in. Welcome in. So what I'm going to do with a little bit of structure. So we only have 3 hours because it's just a one shot. So all of these mimics will already be residing in this home. And I actually think I need to find maybe a kind of creepy layout of some kind or map so that they know what's going on in the home. And since they only have 3 hours, I'm going to tell them in advance that one of the things that they've been doing or that their goal is to protect the seedling by all means necessary. That they need to assure that the mimic seedling isn't destroyed or taken off of this plane of existence because they want the mimic moon to arise. So, that is kind of their setup. Now in the house, I want to have a few things. I'm actually wondering how interesting would it be? I could actually have the mimics awake at the top of the one shot, where they've not been alive or awake for a while, but the first asteroid, the first falling of the asteroids when the moon arrives, could also awaken them, but then they don't have as much to fight for because they still want the moon to get here, to arrive. So yeah, I need to think about that. I still think I like the idea that they've been around for a hot minute, protecting this little gem, waiting for basically their great apocalypse to happen. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna save that. Rise of the Mimic Moon. It's still being processed. We'll like let it finish doing its thing. Okay. Well, you have to remember my players are playing mimics. So they are the mimics. They will not be playing adventurers. It's a little one shot we're running where everybody's actually playing the mimics as their actual PCs. Yeah, so I'll be playing the adventurers who are coming to relieve this house or find the stolen gem, and the mimics are going to do everything in their powers to stop the adventurers from actually making that happen. So I think what we can do is actually start with because the setup is very, very simple. The question is, can they actually keep the seed from falling into the hands of the adventurers? And I think maybe we actually need to build some adventurers. That way we know what I'm playing with against all of them, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna just hit the compendium here. We're gonna just basically use a character mancer. I don't think I'm gonna build anything above a level 3 because that will basically put them in the same range as the majority of the mimics that they're gonna choose from. Some may be stronger, some may not be, but I love random building characters with all of you. Okay, we gotta choose a race. Hi, welcome in. So glad that you joined us. We're actually prepping for a one shot at the end of the month, on the 30th, little Halloween one shot, where instead of my players playing adventurers, they are going to be playing mimics from all of the mini Kobold Press Beast books, and I'll be GMing it. So I am prepping the one shot right now and building out all the adventurers who are going to try to come into this house full of mimics, and they're obviously going to try to stop them. So let's take a look here. I need something. Something very. I need something very Kobold Press. Anybody have a favorite Kobold Press race out there? I'm leaning towards the arena or the Ratasuk could be fun. Shadow Goblin could be kind of fun, but they don't have a whole lot of reason to be trying to. Yeah, I'm leaning towards, but we're gonna have to build a few of these. So let's bear folk are very. You know what? We would be very Kobold Press if we didn't start with the bear folk. Let's start with the bear folk. Um, Actually, I'm gonna take the one out of the new because it's got updates from Book of Ebon Tides. Um, Minotaurs are cool. Oozes might count as mimics, but here's the thing: we did an entire campaign for 4 episodes where my players already played oozes. So I ixnayed oozes this time, no oozes, because we did a whole campaign called the Great Ooze Scape, where they all played oozes. Now I'm gonna say these are probably pretty neutral, good characters because they're actually trying to come in. These NPC adventurers are trying to stop. Oh, yeah, we could go catfolk. Yeah, I could throw a catfolk in there. I like this, like animal, like. Okay, so let's see. I got my bear folk. I, I don't know why it does that. Okay, I'm just gonna put let's put in some quick language options for them. Um, he'll probably be a grizzlehide. Let's be real. All right. Next. Now, this is a bear folk, so I immediately lean towards barbarian, but I could also make them just a fighter, maybe. And that way, so I'm gonna say if they're a fighter, they're probably gonna have athletics. They're also probably gonna have like we'll say intimidation. He's a bear folk. They have to choose a fight style. Let's do something cool like dual weapon or yeah, 2 weapon fighting. It's the bear folk started out in the basic Midgard setting book. So you're right. So the world book, the Midgard world book, and then have gained some additional expansions throughout. I know we had a warlock that had a bunch of bear folk stuff in it, but the new book of Ebon Tides gives a new like shadow bear folk overlook. So yeah, I'm thinking yeah, 2 weapon fighting or because that's dueling, right? So that's a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons. When you're wielding a melee weapon. Oops. Yeah, because I like the idea of fighting with her paws. But that means they have to have a weapon. When you are wielding a melee weapon, I guess their claws count as a melee weapon, right? Yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I will go monk. Because that seems like a better choice for the bare-handed. Yeah, I like that. And plus, I as know a lot more about. Um, I think we have to go acrobatics and let's do insight. I know a lot more about monks. How about that? Than fighters, for sure, in terms of quick play as an NPC. I'm going to do a roll for stat option. Roll 4, drop the lowest. Oh, those are bad numbers. Oh boy. Oh, Mr. Bear, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, we know that his dexterity needs to be the highest. So let's do that. I guess their charisma could be the lowest. That seems accurate. I feel like it needs to be like con and strength. And then I guess wisdom and intelligence get the lower of the two. Not great stats there. Not great stats. Yeah, poor intelligence 6. They're a good monk at heart. Con and wisdom for the monk. Yeah, but aren't they based on dexterity? Their attacks are based on dexterities, right? Because I could lower their strength and make their wisdom. Because I could do this. I could make. They just won't be a very strong bear. Ah, I see. Because you want your AC high. You're right. You're right for the wisdom. So what I could do is strength, and then, I could do their wisdom at 13 and their constitution at 9. Because I think they get a boost to con because they're bear folk anyways. That seems a little bit more balanced. I tried real hard. Yeah. So see, I got the +2 to con, so that at least brought me up to a 0. Um, yeah, okay. Not the worst thing ever. Now here's the real question. What did this bear do before they were seeking out this evil mimic seedling? What were they all about? They were a monk. So part of me feels like maybe they. Let's see. Servant to the Jinn doesn't really quite work. Yeah, some kind of rite of passage. I actually kind of like this gamekeeper option. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see. You're at home in natural elements, chasing prey or directing less skilled hunters, and the best way to track game through the brush. So this is interesting because I want each of these adventurers to be seeking the seedling out for a reason. Because if it's true, what the prophecies say, that the mimic moon will rise, um, and come here, and it will destroy all Earth. Somebody like this monk may actually care for the environment. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Hermit also works. We could do hermit. That way. Isn't there actually the Dancing Bear Guide? Let's see what this one says. Might actually work too. The Lodge of the Dancing Bear is a loose, widespread organization that stretches from Bjornheim to the northern coast of the Grand Duchy. Guys, a rough and a tumble lot. This is perfect. He's gonna be a Dancing Bear Guide. That's perfect. Um, Now we got to choose some equipment. We're gonna do just starting class equipment because easy. Um, Obviously he's got to have a quarterstaff, and I would say he's got an explorer's pack, probably not a dungeoneering pack. All right, now, and that's okay if you're not very into D&D. We're here, looking at unofficial third party content because we also like to broaden our horizons. So, um, the arcane is a mystery to us. I'm not yet for a feat yet. Next, I think I'm gonna start them all at level 3. Is now. Speaking of those bear puns, I need a really good monk bear name. He fights barehanded. Yeah, exactly. He fights barehanded. So, um, I thought like Nox the Knuckle Boxer, Nox the actually kind of like Nox. Um, oh, I like that. I'm gonna try to put all of these in here. Um, I like okay, Cam. uh, Oh, you know what? Let's do it the other way. I'm gonna do Boris as first name. I'm gonna do both because I like both those suggestions. Bear wrestler, perfect. I'm not worried about all of the deets. I'll make those up on the spot. Let me apply these changes, and then I need to quick level him. One of my favorite things about leveling characters in the Roll20 Compendium is how fast and easy it is. It's really awesome. Building characters. Don't give up on me now. I will need to go ahead and build a couple more of these because one adventurer is not enough. What I'd like to do is build a party of 4. Build a party of 4. So we'll say NPC 2. Uh, dot stuff here. Thinking real hard there, y'all. Oh, he performed in a circus as an acrobat. I love him already. I can't fall in love with these NPCs, y'all, because you know these mimics are gonna try to kill them. I'm just saying. All right, let's roll into another character. Now we have this kind of monk fighter, so it might be worthwhile to have a little bit of a balance to our party because we're basically what we're doing is making a party of adventurers trying to seek out this hidden seedling. Um, so let's see. I had a few races tossed out there that I liked. We mentioned bear folk, but there were a few other. I feel like I saw the tabaxi. So for us, that would be the cat folk. Um. Oh, and minotaur. I saw a minotaur as well. I like the idea of a minotaur. I don't actually. We don't get to see those very much. So let's toss a minotaur here. Our Midgard minotaur. Boop boop boop. There he is. Oh, the Scarlet Citadel module. Looking forward to DMing it. It's a really good one. As somebody that has both run it and played it, the number one suggestion I have for you is remind your players not to get too attached because it is the one module that I've actually TPK'd my party. And that most people that play through it find that they have to have at least a second round of characters because it is a very deadly and tough dungeon crawl. Great, but tough, so tough. I think I'm going to make them a little lawful good. Why not? Um, oh, they get a language proficiency. Let's do something. I don't know. Um, they usually speak. Oh, I was trying to think. Well, they're gonna come probably from. Some of them may come from the Southland, so they'll speak Southern. That makes sense to me. Um, all right. Now a class. I need a good magic using class. Remember, we can always go that way with I mean, there's always a cleric, a bard. You know what? I kind of like a bard minotaur, y'all. I'm sorry, but I kind of like a bard minotaur. Thoughts on a bard minotaur? Here's the other thing. Dot has to play all of this. So that's the other thing is I have to play the bard minotaur. Um knowing that, I think I'm going to think I'm just gonna go performance, persuasion. I think maybe we'll do deception. We're gonna make this him very charisma based. He may be a big maybe a big minotaur, but you know, tool proficiencies. I always like having the pan flute that's pocket sized. I like giving like a little bit of a, I don't know. We'll do a drum. There'll be like a one man minotaur band and some kind of horn. Actually, let's do a stringed instrument, a lute. Um, next, now, same thing. We're gonna roll for stats. Don't fail me now. Roll 20. Okay, that's a way more balanced roll than the last one. I feel really, really bad for our bear folk. Well, no, charisma is gonna have to be our highest. Good bard. And then I think what they cast with I say it is a minotaur, so I want to be realistic to size, which means more than likely their dexterity is gonna be kind of low, and their strength will put it at a middle tier. That seems somewhat balanced for now. If I don't like it, I'll change it. Seems like a pretty decent spread. Now, somebody called Mazeborn, fitting the Minotaur, and I actually like that. I feel like there's like a maze. Might be a feat though. Yeah, it must be a because I think then oh, it's a sorcerer class. That's why. I know there's also a feat that's like some kind of special feat that they have that you can take on. But I liked the idea of mysterious origins. A former adventurer. You know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with going the straight entertainment route. He's a bard. He was or they were an entertainer. Now they are not an entertainer. I get a disguise kit and another tool. Well, I guess we're gonna need a drum to balance out our one man band. What is their entertainment routine? I feel like we've already said they're a bit of an instrumentalist. Oh, did I not pick their personality traits for last one? I love this. I know a story almost relevant to every situation. I love that. Okay, I love that. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm always searching for that someone. I like the stories, legend, and song of the past must never be forgotten, for they teach us who we are. Oh, singing while juggling? I mean, I could definitely look, I could be a juggler. Bond, my bond. I like that my instrument is my most treasured possession. That seems right for this character. And they need a good flaw. A scandal prevents me from ever going home again. That kind of trouble seems to follow me around. That gives us a good reason as to why they want to be the one to find the seedling and save the world, because they need to they got to clear their name. They can't go home. Next. How would you like to choose your equipment? The same way I always do. Class equipment. Um You know, if they're a juggler, I feel like they should juggle daggers. Daggers? Yeah. If they have daggers as a bard, they could do dagger juggling. Entertainers pack for sure. Oh my god, we already have so many musical instruments. But I guess we could go with another. Oh, we don't have a horn. Oh, a hand axe juggler. Oh yeah, hand axe is done. I like that hand axe juggler. Oh my god, am I? Oh, this is equipment. Let's just stick with the pan flute. A love letter, lock of hair, or a trinket. I did say I was a hopeless romantic, so a love letter feels only appropriate. Now I gotta choose some quick cantrips here. I'm gonna choose Eldritch Blast because it's one of my favorites. And Prestidigit, Minor Illusion seems like a better one for a bard. We are building some characters, the Nerd Man, welcome in. We're actually building, this is kind of backwards. We're building some characters. We're building a party of adventurers that are going to be working against my PCs who are all going to be playing mimics in a house. So we're like reversing roles. So instead of me playing the mimics as the GM, they're playing mimics as PCs, and I'm playing an adventuring party trying to clear out this house. So I'm quickly building a party. A good bard level. I feel like charm person is likely. Well, yeah. Um, yeah, we're creating the good antagonist party, basically. I think detect magic. Um, let's see here. Trick question. Love trick question. That's a great bard spell. And I want to do something. I need to do something that can actually attack. Let's do color spray. That's very bard. Howdy, welcome in. Okay, this still didn't clear, which worries me just had. Try again with this next one. Next. All right, I need a good bard minotaur name. A good bard minotaur name. Actually, let's see. It usually gives us some name suggestions, twisting path, minotaur names. I like that. Theodore. Maybe it's like Theodore the juggling. Oh, I like this. Arthur Horus the Shiny. Done. Oh, I like that. Okay. Right, yes. Um the singing uh the shiny singing horn. I love the idea that these are a little all of them are a little over the top. Uh oh, what if that's the name of his horn? Uh Arthedorus the shiny, because I really do love Dejaris the Dazzling. I'm gonna put this in his notes because I like this as his name, but he, of course, would have also named his instrument because why wouldn't he? Um, so I'm going to background. I guess in here somewhere there's a note, right, that I can drop. Aren't there notes? Background. Equipment. Oh, it's in the bio. Just kidding. Okay. Usually there's like a space I can put extra stuff. Isn't a review. Okay, let's just apply the changes and then I'll add it. Okay, let's see if it builds these characters. I'm getting a little worried. Of course they're gonna name their instrument. What gaudy bard wouldn't name their instrument? What is this getting almost there thing? Okay, well this one worked. That one for some reason did not. So I am gonna have to level them up, but I'm gonna do that here in a second. Let me make my note because I don't want to forget. Uh, bio. that they have special, yeah. the shiny, the shiny, yeah, yes, yes, the shiny singing horn. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, back to the core. So for quick level up, because I did say I was going to make them level 3. This can be done very quickly with the character mancer. I'm going to tell it that I want to go up a level. We're going to go up to level 3. Oop, no, 3. So that'll put me there. We're going to take the average, because again, these are just right. Bard college. Now we need a good bard college. We said juggler. And we definitely can tell they're a little bit of a they're kind of flashy. Um the College of Echoes, I kind of oops. What is the College of Tactics? Oh, combat technician. Got it. What is the College of Sincerity? I want to know more. I want to know your class features. Let's see. Oh no, I want to look at our subclass feature. I'm sorry. So as a College of Sincerity, no, it is easier for someone to get what they want when they mask their true intentions behind a pleasant facade. Oh, this is them 100%. They rarely lack for company. Yeah, this is it. And I get this Entourage 3 and Keen-Eyed Smile. Hmm. Oh, this is interesting. So when you attempt to cast an enchantment spell, such as Charm Person, the target remains unaware of the attempt to affect their mind. I like that. That's great. Now here comes the not fun part. I gotta get these spells. Oh, I gotta get some expertise. Definitely acrobatics and some juggling and performance. That seems right. Basically, it's gonna be an entire animal party for this. I feel like that it has to be the case. Okay, so it looks like I gotta choose some things. This is gonna take a second to load. This is not loading, so I'm gonna have to redo that one. Let's let that load for a second, because there's a lot of spells. I named him too, didn't I? I'm not crazy. I'm not totally out of it. Oh no. Oh no, the page is unresponsive. There it goes. Okay. Well. So let's see what I've got here. Roll 20 is having a couple hiccups. It is Roll 20 con, everybody. Everybody's over there. I like okay, so I'm thinking a rat folk rogue, and we had a request for a cat folk as well. So I'm thinking rat folk rogue and something like a wizard or a sorcerer was tossed out. I like the idea of a sorcerer. So those will be the last two we build: a cat folk something and a rat folk rogue. Both very very good builds. So yeah, no, we'll keep our cantrips. And let's build out the rest of our spells now. I can redo them. Do I have all of them? I want to grab some level 2. Let's do like like warning shout. That's kind of cool. Something magic mouth. It's very bard. I've only got so many level 2 spells as a 3rd level bard. So I'm going to say, oh, that's it. That's all of them. Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Done. Yeah, it could be something with all of the loading if my audio is being a little funky too. High probability, everybody. could also try, I could try this. Let me try this really quick. Let me switch my output. Minimize. Okay. I might have got a little, okay, let's see if that's not actually helpful there. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, it has good days and bad days. That's for sure. It was being really weird for me this morning. Okay. This one looks like it's going a little bit faster. Leveling. Oh, boom. Okay. That one's ready to go. Level 3. I don't know why it just didn't like my. Okay. We're going to try to apply these changes again. Let's see. Looking a lot better on our end. Much better. Like that. Boris. Let's quickly throw a 3rd level on him. I'm going to take the average of 2 levels. We got to choose a monastic tradition. Now, we did say that we wanted him to kind of fight with this little bear paw. So we've got, I mean, there's always way of the open hand, which seems pretty standard, actually. I think we'll go with open hand. Yeah, your fist blurs, they deflect incoming hail of arrows. Done. So cool. What a cool bear. Before, after leveling, all of that stays the same. No feats. We're applying those changes. Beautiful. Okay. 3rd character. Let's go ahead and get this rogue rat folk out of the way, and we'll save the cat folk for the end to see what maybe our balance needs. Right now, that's all we know. Seems to be doing a little better now. Whatever hiccup Roll20 had's gone. Okay. Let's choose our race, our dear rat folk. Very fun to play. There's also, if you don't want to go rat folk and you need something a little cuddlier from Kobold Press, there is always the Ratasuk, which is our like squirrel. Our squirrel race. They're very cute. Give me my information. I want to see them. They're very cute. Look how cute. They're very, very cute. But I just played a Rasuk, so I think I'm going to let's be real, they're going to be a little neutral if they're a rogue. Okay. Got to choose all those proficiencies. Let's choose a few things that we haven't. Now, obviously, we need acrobatics, but I'm thinking deception, stealth, sleight of hand. Yeah. We're going to have some expertise in probably thieves' tools and stealth. You Master Splinter. Actually, oh look, I've got my April O'Neil right here. My hero. There she is. It's a vintage toy. She's even got her camera, her little like gun on her hip. She's so cool. My hero. My little April O'Neil hero. Okay. Roll for stats. Roll me. Please don't do me wrong. Okay, not too wrong. Not too wrong. Well, we know what we need to max out. I'm going to go with charisma. Actually, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to go with their strength is low, their con is 9. Okay. I'm doing this very quickly, everybody. You can see how I prep for things. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it when I get there. Now what we said that they're rogue now, but what were they doing before? Were they doing roguish things? Were they a spy? Were they I mean, they could be a scoundrel. Don't think they were a noble. Or a criminal of some kind. I like the idea that maybe they were a spy at one point. I don't know. I always like to give them a dice set for hope that I'll get to roll dice in a dice game and it'll be fun. Their criminal specialty. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. Part of me wants to go with fence because if they're getting their hands or they're trying to get their hands on a very rare gem that's actually a seedling, they would be trying to fence it. I like the first thing I do in a new place is note everything valuable. I like the best way to get me to do something is tell me I can't do it. That's a great playable personality trait. I like that maybe they steal from the wealthy so that they can help people in need. A little Robin Hood mentality. I will become the greatest thief that ever lived. That's a flaw. When I see something valuable, I can't think about anything but how to steal it. Oh, you know what? Burglar would work too. Let's do burglar. I like that. Okay, they're a burglar. Well, burglar rat folk. How to choose our equipment. We're going to start with, no, I'm so sorry. Starting equipment. I'm going to go with short sword and I'm going to go with, they already get daggers. So yeah, I guess we'll go with arrows and they're going to go with the burglar's back. That seems correct for them. Rolling right through our little rogue here. Easy peasy. Now here comes the fun part. We're gonna have to choose a name. We need a name for our burglar rat folk. They probably give us some good ones. Flesh stripper, gut spill. Usually rat folk go by nicknames. Thinking like oh, Sticky Fingers. Yeah, his name is like Steve Sticky Fingers. Steve Sticky Fingers the Squealer. Oh no, I like this. AKA the Squealer. I like that. That's fun. Okay. Okay, we're going to apply. Oh. Oh, I got to go back and get some class stuff because I got it from my background. So I need to actually choose new. All right, hold everybody. I need to choose something other than deception. So I already had that one. So I guess we'll choose investigation since, you know, they are burglar. They need to look around. And then it said, let's see what other one it said I needed. Stealth. Okay, so let's go back to my skills. Class action stuff here. Not stealth, but we'll choose. Come on, roll 20. Let's choose perception. They'll be very, very perceptive. Okay. I think that gives us a better breakdown. Why do I have to return to abilities? All right. Wait, didn't I choose their abilities? Am I crazy? Like, they got I guess it didn't like my abilities. I will fill them in manually. Off of these that we rolled here. That's very strange. I guess I'll do a custom fill-in. That's really, really weird. So I put their dexterity at a 16. Their constitution was, no, what did I do? I did 16, and then I did 12 for their charisma, and then I did, their strength was the lowest. Their wisdom, right, 10, 11, 12. So let's do 12, 10, oops, and 11. We'll say that's what I did. I mean, I don't know why it like reset those. Okay, now let's review and make sure I got it all correct. I have chosen a tool. I did that already. All right, let's try that again. Well, it will complete the sheet until, okay, I have no more red. Hands up. Hold your breath. Last one, and we'll call it a day. And then I'll remind you all where you can actually check this this game out at the end of the month if you want to come see it actually in action. Launching this character mancer here. Next. All right. Taking the average. We need a good roguish archetype. I kind of thought the smuggler sounded good. Because, I mean, we could go cat burglar, even though they're technically not a burglar. But I like the idea that they're a bit of a smuggler. They smuggle things. It's somewhere between the burglar and the fence that I was talking about. Y'all, his strength is so low. I've never seen a 5 strength. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I need another tool proficiency. Let's do a disguise kit. That sounds like a good rogue thing to have. Oh, do I know spells? I don't think I know any spells. Okay, apply. All right, and last but certainly not least, we're going to toss our cat folk rogue together. Last in our party, in our little animal party, is our cat folk. Though I just saw that name Weefoot, that's hilarious. Saving that. We do want a caster, a cat folk of some kind caster. I'm thinking would balance the party because right now we've got a monk, a rogue, and a bard. So we don't have a really heavy caster. So we could go with. We could go with I would say we could go with druid. We could go with wizard, sorcerer. Anybody? Thoughts? So let's see here. We want to go cat folk. We want to choose an alignment. I've chosen different alignments for all of them. Not that I think it'll come really heavily into play, but I like chaotic good for our cat folk. Ooh, a good druid option could be fun. It does have extra druids. The new Tome of Heroes. You know what? I like that. Plus, I know druids better than any other class. So, oh, what is this? Antherian's cat folk. Tell me about them. Wise, observant, and patient people, proud of themselves, being resourceful and self-sufficient. Yeah, this sounds like a a druid if I ever heard one. Let's take I feel like I should actually take nature. I'm just gonna take nature for this one because they're druid. Cat folk are basically kind of like a tabaxi. They're just the Kobold Press version, and they have a variety of different kinds of cat folk, depending on where in Midgard they come from. I do like druid. We're gonna go druid. Solid choice, chat. Solid choice. All right, so we've got nature. I think it would be wise to go with some kind of medicine. We don't have a healer yet in the party. And probably some kind of arcana because, dealing with mimics and all that could come in handy. Yeah, so, like, some cat folks, like, the cat folks from the Southland say are gonna be different than, I don't know, the cat folks from the Northlands or, yeah, so they all have, like, and depending on what kind of cat folk, you may see the stats of the race, like, change a little bit, or they get more specialties. Let's roll for those stats. Roll D. Okay, how bad? That's pretty bad off, let's be real. Well, it is a druid, so we know that the highest score has got to be wisdom. They're already gonna get a boost to dexterity, I think, because they are a cat folk. I'm going to make their strength 6. No, their charisma 6, their strength 9, leaving me a 12 dex and a 10 constitution. I think dex is going to get a boost because they're a cat folk. So I could actually go this way. Let's see how that pans out. So we get a few. Yeah, so basically it took their dexterity up. Okay. Not charismatic. Not a charismatic kitty at all. Yeah, City of Cats in the Southland is definitely worth a read. I'm actually reading through it right now and pulling inspiration for the game that I'm going to be running on the D3 at Sea Cruise. Actually, they're going to be playing a bunch of sand pirates, so very cool. Now, we said I like the idea of a healer of some kind, like that they are a little bit more nature driven. A druid seems right, so I'm thinking and, we did say that they're not very charismatic. They could have been a hermit for a while. Or a forest dweller. Yeah, I like that. They had to have a life-changing event. This is the one. Your quiet, peaceful, and solitary existence has been interrupted with dreams of the forest destruction. Cough, cough. That sounds to me like the incoming mimic moon. Oh, I'm glad to hear that you're happy with our German Spiele. Yeah, it is strange because druids used to have a high charisma. Now everything that they do is based on wisdom. Most of it, anyways. I like walking around barefoot. I like that. The road is just another kind of wall. I make my own paths and go where I will. All life should be preserved and, if needed, protected. Like that. A bond. I know the ways of civilizations rise and fall. The forest and the old ways are eternal. I need a good flaw. Years of isolated living has left me blind to the nuances of social interaction. I like this. Years of isolated living had left me behind. I like that. That's a good one for this. Oh wait, did I choose my equipment? Oh, okay. That's next. We're gonna take class equipment. Surprise, surprise. I like the idea of a sling and maybe. Oh wait, can I do? Let's do dagger. Let's do darts, and then I'm gonna choose a. Oh, I like a sickle. Let's do a sickle. That's cool. I dig it. Probably never use it, but something very druid. Let's get some druid cantrips in here. For this one, I want to do we'll do produce flame, and because I can throw a little fireball, and really do. Oh, let's do thorn whip. Thorn whip. We'll go ahead and take. I wanted to do something that was a bit of a healing option. Let's do healing word, and Mm. Yeah, I was thinking Goodberry could be an option. Mauve Needles is a good one for an attack option for a druid, so we'll take that. Plus, it's funny to watch a cat folk try to bite a mimic. That makes me happy. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna take Anchoring Rope, which is a personal favorite one spell. Yeah, eat or beaten, baby. It's a way of the wilderness. All right. Now we need a good catfolk name, catfolk druid name. Catfolks tend to also have like kind of quirky names, I guess you could say, based on their those are their traits. Where are their um a good catfolk name? I did see Weefoot, which I thought was funny. I think that's really hilarious. Maybe this will be a female. Oh yeah, like Felix. Felix Weefoot. So we could do Weepaw. They don't have feet, they have Weepaws. Felix Weepaw. Done. Love it. Perfect. We're gonna apply all these changes. Got it right. Ooh, I like that. Felix Thornfur. Oh, I'm changing it. As soon as this loads, we're gonna go Felix Thornfur. I like that. If this wants to update. Nah. I like thorn fur because of course their fur would have thorns in it from the wilderness. Now let's update old thorn fur here. Level me up, and then we will be all done. I will have our adventuring party set. All I have to do now is I need to get a multi-tier like mansion map, like scary mansion map. Yeah, like the spiky bushes from the desert. We're gonna take the average. Wait, we're gonna take the average. Druid circle. Good druid circle. We did get some new ones from Tome of Heroes. Circle of the Crystals, Circle of the Shapeless, Circle of the Green. What is Circle of the Shapeless? There was some really cool new druid stuff. They have an ooze form. Not that's cool. Not right for this druid, but I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what else do we get. Circle of the Sand, Circle of Crystals. I kind of like that too. Little crystal loving, little crystal loving druid. Oh, they're subterranean environments. Okay, not quite right. What is Circle of the Green? That was also a new one as well. Yeah, here we go. Green things of the world, recognizing the role of plants and giving life. When you join the circle, you form a bond with a plant spirit, a creature of green. Yeah, he's gonna have a little plant spirit buddy. Yeah, this is perfect. Let's see what Circle of the Jungle is. I think that's pretty standard. That's a basic. It just means that your favorite, like you kind of have like you get a plant form and vine speak. Let's see. That might also work. Circle of the Jungle. Oh, that's cool too. Oh, into dangerous plants with a challenge radius as one is high, as high as one. Oh, it's kind of like okay, yeah. This is cool. I like this. Let's go with this. Yeah. That's good. That is good. Next. Didn't I? Oh, these are my upgrades. I was like, I already chose these, didn't I? Let's let the spells load real quick. Roll 20 seconds to catch up. It's a lot when you're loading in so many. We're kind of going with this like vine forest vibe. Roll20 is having a hiccup. Here he goes again. Haha. I already took Thorn Whip, but I could do. Did I take Produce Flame, or am I crazy? So let's do. I wanted to take Produce Flame, and I like the idea of Caustic Touch. Oh, those are my 2 cantrips. Okay, perfect, fine. Let's do some level 2 spells because I don't have very many left. Ooh, Calm Beast would be fun since they're all considered beasts as mimics. I could try to calm them. Ooh, what do I want to do? Vine Trestle. What is that? The vine. I'm going to crawl across the surface or rise in any direction. The vine must sprout from a solid surface. Oh, but it's long enough to support 600 pounds of weight. Holy. That's cool, but I don't know if it's very applicable for this. I think what I'm going to take instead is what is hibernation? Oh, I could take fire darts. Oh, this puts him like to sleep. That's interesting. I think I like I think I'm gonna take because again I only got a 1 shot, so I gotta do really specific things. I think we'll take fire darts. AKA the Vine Caster. I like it. I like that they all kind of have these like secondary names, like they've earned them or something. That's very fun. All right, let me apply these changes and I'm going to add its AKA the Vine Caster. I like that a lot. Okay. It is here. It is done. I have 3 characters at level 3. So now what, Dot? Well, that's a really great question. I'll tell you. So not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, you can join us here on the Twitch channel for a little one-shot we're calling Mimic Madness. All of our players will be playing mimics from our beast books who are attempting to protect a sacred item that is calling the moon mimic here, and I'll be playing this little party of adventurers we just put together, trying to stop that from happening. A little kind of flip on its head for a one shot. So we did it. Yeah, on Divine Caster, the Vine Caster. I like it. That's clever. That's very clever. I dig it. I dig it a lot. So yeah, we'll be here October 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern, I believe, is the time that we have down. I have to double check our calendar. But if you want to get your hands on some Mimic stuff, boy, howdy have I got some cool stuff for you. So I'm going to go over some of the products that I actually used today to both build the characters and the ones that we'll be using for the show. So I have given my players full reign of all 4 Kobold Press Beast books. That includes Creature Codex, Tome Beast 1, 2, and 3, as well as this brand new little PDF, Rise of the Mimic Moon, that you can get your hands on now over on our store, that has some additional extras for mimics and building your own mimics, which I think is really cool. And then I used a couple very specific books today in building our adventuring party. The NPC antagonist, we'll say. That included, I used a lot of Toma Heroes, which is our newest 5th edition book, mostly meant for your players. It gives them brand new races, classes, spells, feats, builds that they can kind of run away with. We also saw a couple races from the Southlands and the Southland books that would include the Catfolk and the Ratfolk. Both of those get an expansion in the Southland books. And then a lot of the new spells that you saw, like Eldritch Blast, comes from our expanded guide to spells called I'm sorry, not the Vault of Magic, called Deep Magic, where we have 700 plus new spells covering the gamut for all of your player needs. So there are a couple books that you can get your hands on. All of them are available now. And if you're really just looking to grab an adventure, we are participating in Roll20Con this week, which means we had a free game available for you over on the Roll20 website. You can go grab our prepared Elven Gate is what it's called, prepared Elven Gate, and that will yeah, and then you'll have like a nice little like one shot that you can run that's based off of our prepared series. If you're not a fan, I am. You should check them out, especially for GMs that run a lot like I do. Sometimes you just need something quick and easy, or something that you can kind of base something off of and run with. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Thank you for helping build my characters and giving me great ideas. I can't wait to see how these mimics hopefully slaughter this party of adventurers that we threw together. We'll have to see how that pans out at the end of the month. But we will see you here next week on Wednesday, same Kobold time, same Kobold channel for another Kobold Chats. And if you're interested in checking out some of our actual plays, tune in tonight over at Realmsmith TV at 8 p.m. Eastern for the continuation of Tales from the Wasted West, which is our dusty post-apocalyptic game set in kind of a Western setting using the new Waste of Chaos book. And in addition, you can tune in on Tuesday nights over on Half Dragon AP with Athena Palmer and her husband, both very famous wrestlers, as we play through an original campaign written by Eric Frankhouse using the new book of Ebon Tides. I want to thank you all again. We will see you next week. And until then, I don't know, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye, everybody. See you next week.